Okay, I'm going to read again from Isaac Preston Corey's History of the Ancient World. And this time, we're going to take a look at something written by an ancient Babylonian scholar named Berosus. Now, he was a priest of Bel Marduk and an astronomer. And he was active in the 3rd century BC. So we're talking about 300 years before the alleged birth of Christ. Now, what he wrote was something about the Tower of Babel. And here is what he wrote. They say that the first inhabitants of the earth, glorifying in their own strength and size, and despising the gods, undertook to raise a tower whose top should reach the sky where Babylon now stands. But when it approached the heaven, the winds assisted the gods and overturned the work upon its contrivers, and its ruins are said to be at Babylon. And the gods introduced a diversity of tongues among men, who till that time had all spoken the same language. And a war arose between Cronus and Titan, but the place in which they built the tower is now called Babylon on account of the confusion of the tongues. For confusion is by the Hebrews called Babel. End quote. So here it was the giants who were building the Tower of Babel, and they despised the gods. These were the Titans. And it clearly states that a war arose between Cronus and Titan. And when a wind blew over the tower, these gods, the Cronides, were quite delighted about it. So you cannot deny anymore that Semitic religion is a complete fraud. And it took them about 1,700 years to erase the memory of these Cronides from the human race and all of the names that every culture had for them, and replace it with Semitic religion. Semitic religion is a complete fraud. And I know that this is very difficult for many to handle, but here it is in front of your face. Yahweh is Cronus. The Tower of Babel was built by the giants, and wind assisted the gods and blew it over. And after that, these gods, which are the Cronides, introduced a diversity of tongues among men, who until that time all spoke the same language. You can no longer deny that there isn't proof out there that exposes this great fraud. The people that know this are those priests of these cults of Saturn and Zeus. And they know that most of you will never have access to these books or have the money to purchase the number of books needed to put this together. They know the majority of you guys, not my followers, but the majority of people on the planet aren't going to search for this. They're not going to read the books required to figure this out. It took someone like me many years to figure this out and present you with the proof. But here it is. The Tower of Babel, created by the Titans who hated the Cronides. And Cronus is Yahweh. One more piece of evidence. And again, this is supposedly from Eusebius, who quoted Berosus. Eusebius is being honest about it. Again, from Isaac Preston Corey's History of the Ancient World. Thank you.